Hey guys, I had to start a couple minutes early. No idea where my laptop charger is, and it has 7% battery. So let's pray we make it all the way through. Go ahead right now in your seat, just start praying in tongues. No, I'm kidding. We'll make it. I just want to real quick talk to you on a really important matter that Bishop brought up that blew my mind. I've never heard it before. He was talking about the temple tax in Matthew chapter 17, verse 24 through 27. It's pretty crazy because when they arrived in town, Peter was asked, "Does not your master pay his temple tax?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, he does." Then they go through some discourse, and the last verse, Jesus says, "However, we don't want to offend them, so go down to the lake, throw in a line, open the first fish you catch, and you will find a large silver coin. Take it and pay the tax for both of us." Now, I never knew the true significance of this. But Bishop was talking, he said that the temple tax was for those who were 20 years and older. So that's saying Jesus was 20 years and older, and that Peter was 20 years and older, which meant everyone else was sub 20. The rest of the 11 disciples were under 20 years old. They were in their teens. But that's really powerful when you think about it, the expectations that we place on ourselves and even on our teenagers. Back then, yes, their life started earlier. They were having kids in houses at like 13, 14, 15 years old. But it shows we were designed and we're capable of doing much more than we push ourselves and our teenagers even now. It's pretty crazy that sub-20-year-olds were entrusted to bring the good news of Jesus Christ throughout the entire world. That they were literally entrusted. They were Jesus's closest people. And he said, these are the ones that are going to launch it forward. Under 20 years old, you guys are going to be the catalyst, the crux of everything that I've done on earth. Because without the disciples, Jesus, yes, his sacrifice would have been great, but it wouldn't have been known as much without them. And that's why he invested so much into them. Like literally, not only entrusted to bring the gospel, but some of them were tax collectors, doctors. You can go through the list. They had real professions at a young age. But I just want to encourage you to have faith in the students you have. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is. But it's pretty crazy. That word faith can mean constancy in such profession. How cool is that? Faith is continuously professing, continuously proclaiming one thing. And verse 2 says, and for by it the elders obtained a good testimony. They obtained something worth talking about. See, constancy in such profession that my students are going to be powerful like the disciples. My students are not going to look like the world, but in fact, they're going to be powerful in the kingdom. What's going to be said of them is going to be said of what was spoken in Acts 17, verse 6b. And these are the ones that have turned the world upside down. Why could they not? Why would they not? I think that at times we need to raise our level of faith in the students that we have. Then we need to look at them and know God has planned and purposed for them to do something mighty. And it's our job to equip them and pull that out of them. So I want to encourage you this week. Don't just talk to them and see how their week is going. Don't just shoot some verses at them, but pull purpose out of them. Let them know that you have faith in them. Let them know that God has faith in them to do something mighty. They're not just here to suck air in this time, but they're here to fulfill the Great Commission, to bring souls and to disciple them into the kingdom. So I want to encourage you to stretch your own mind this week. And good news, no homework. There's not really much I can assign to this, but I want to encourage you to have faith in God that he will use your students, to invest more into your students, to push your students more, to really live this out. Remember, we're about holiness, harvest, heart, and equip. We need to see these kids bring a mighty harvest of souls. They have much greater opportunity than we have with their friends. So we need to push them, not to bring people to church, but to bring people into the kingdom and then bring them to church. So I love you. Have a phenomenal day. Sorry we started a little bit early, but I hope that you'll forgive me now that we're down at 4%. I'm excited for Thursday. I'll be sending the email out soon, but get praying up. This month, we're going to talk about the functions of faith and what it takes to live a faith-filled life and why it's so important. Have a phenomenal day.